All right, the last pillar of well-rounded excellence is personal security. Again, there is no particular order, but it's just I chose to speak about it as the last, but it's equally important as others. Although you can't really get to this one unless you figure out health and fitness, for example, or value system, right? But what is personal security anyway? And that's what I believe is to be the most important aspects of your personal security. Let's dive in right away. First of all, it's self-defense. Yes, you got this right. You gotta be able to fight. I speak to the men mostly, but it's actually for everyone, men and women. You gotta be able to find ways to defend yourself, at least in some manner, right? Especially knowing that we live in the world where there's constant opportunity of somebody who wants to behave in a criminal way. And, well, criminal way, what does it mean? But it just means that somebody won't obey the laws and basic understanding of somebody else's space, somebody else's security, and they are willing to go against all universally accepted, again, law and order in order to get what they want, whether it's through theft, whether it's through robbery or assault, or some people just want to hurt others. You know, sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes people get into conflict and they can't handle their emotions anymore. We talked about emotional intelligence when it comes to pillars of excellence, and they just get into fight. You know, that situation where you probably fought a few times, even with some of your friends, you get some beef or something, you can't figure it out, you don't use your words and your maturity, and you get down to fighting. Whether it's real danger, where somebody wants to attack you, or it's you fighting with somebody you maybe even care about, or it's a stranger who was drunk in a bar who attacked you. Again, scenarios are endless here. Point being, you gotta be able to defend yourself. Now, I'm not talking about you becoming an MMA champion, I'm talking about you defending yourself. And you have to understand, defending yourself doesn't mean just fighting with two hands. It also means to be able to shoot, to use guns, maybe knives. Again, I'm not inciting for violence here. I'm just saying you gotta defend your life. You always gotta stand up for yourself, for your values, for those you love. You gotta protect your family, everybody you care about, and yourself. And sometimes it involves controlled violence. And self-defense is a necessary precursor for you to survive and then possibly thrive after you get over this, strange, dangerous encounter. And so controlled violence is also very difficult to achieve, because when you actually get into fight, even if you are champion of all champions, even if you trained, it's hard to be fully in control situation where you want to attack somebody in self-defense, but in a manner that doesn't necessarily kill them, or in a manner that precludes you from court in the future, looking in your case and maybe thinking that you overpowered, overused your self-defense, and you actually can go to jail. I studied law for 8 years, so I know there are lots of nuances here. I'm not going to get into them in depth because this is, again, just introductory personal security pillar that I'm talking about here. This is something I am curious on, first of all, learning more, improving my own skill set, and helping others do the same. And I'm going to make a ton more videos on self-defense, controlled violence, and what does it mean, and what can we do. I probably would want to invite some experts in self-defense, and yeah, that would be a very interesting and important thing. I'm just giving you an idea right now. This is something you gotta do. You gotta learn to be able to fight. And so that also comes with your ability to have real situational awareness. Remember, we talked about self-awareness. If you watch the other course video on emotional intelligence, you know that awareness can be, I guess there are multiple ways you can look at it. One is awareness of your physical body and your presence and your focus, not only awareness of your identity and character and principles in life and what it is that you want to accomplish, right? So it's literally awareness of what's happening around you, the world around you. If you go into a public place, for example, speaking of situational awareness, and you go to the restaurant to share a meal with your friends, right? I would encourage you, especially I'm talking to men, you can't do it always, but try to find a seat in the corner where you can observe. You have a field of view that allows you to judge and have a little bit more time, like a few more seconds, a few more minutes, to see if a perpetrator comes, somebody shoots, or somebody is dying something crazy, right? In a criminal, you'll be able to be situationally aware. You will have some edge in have that awareness because you can see better. Now, also, situational awareness means maybe not getting drunk. Maybe if you have a few drinks, know your limits and make sure you're in control of a situation. At least you're in control of yourself and people you love, your friends around you, because everybody needs to be brave. But if we purposefully, reduce our own energy, our focus, and our abilities and strength by virtue of, engaging or consuming something that makes us weaker, even if it's for the few minutes or for a few hours, then we can blame ourselves if we were not aware situationally, we weren't able to exercise controlled violence, and we actually failed our self-defense completely. So what kind of security are we talking about then, right? Moving to a few other areas of what it means to be personally secure. It's not just about physical dangers. It's about your entire livelihood in general. And so, of course, you gotta be financially secure. It's not just that you have to be rich or anything like it. Of course, it's a great endeavor, and it's awesome if you can get there and build generational wealth. And again, I remind you, this is not everything. I mean, this is a lot of things, but this is not everything that I want you to know when it comes to well-rounded excellence in this particular pillar. But financial security means you are able to earn money. Good money to take care of your health, take care of your basic needs, and maybe a little bit extra. And then on top of it, to also take care of your family, right? You will be able to maybe make gifts to pay for education. God forbid something happens with health that is like cruel and it's really dangerous, and have been in a car accident, your insurance did not pay or something. There are so many situations. We will not even need to get into those. I'm pretty sure you're aware of most of them, but we tend to forget because we, sometimes we work and live our lives on autopilot, and we don't remember, actually things can happen that are really bad, and then you don't have money to pay and figure it out. Look, you and I did not create the financial system. Somebody else created it before us. We just have to play this game. I don't like it. Maybe we can debate about the fact that golden standard was better. Maybe we wanted to deal with coins like 5,000 years ago. Maybe we want to figure out how to use earth elements as a form of payment. Whatever. The point is, in the world we live in, there is a value exchange. And the way we exchange that value is for money. And so you gotta have some money in order to go and actually learn self-defense, by the way, and hire somebody, go to the gym, train, learn how to fight, rent if you don't want to buy or you can't buy weapons, you can rent it out, buy bullets and go shoot in a shooting range, figure out that skill, etc., etc. Financial security is just as an important metric of your personal security. Now, network is a support system. Network could be in a sense of business network. Network could be a network of friends and people you care about and people that can help you out in any given scenario, people that will remember you after you've gone, even up to that point, right? And so I would encourage you to just think of your network. Who are the people in your circle? Whom can you actually rely on? Maybe you have only friends you can get drunk with, which is not really cool. So maybe you have to figure it out, what kind of friends you have. Maybe you have to have less friends, but more quality friends. Higher quality, right? High quality people in general. What are your colleagues? What kind of job do you have? And again, I'm not judging. We all have phases in life. Maybe you have such a struggle that your circle is really bad and you want to get out of it, but you don't know how yet. You didn't figure it out. As long as you are thinking about it and taking action, you will get there. But just remember, you know that saying, right? That you get the influence of the 5 people that are in your circle, that are mostly you spend the time with. Well, we all know this, but then we still hang out with people who are not helping us grow, improve, and become more secure in any way. So why do you even spend time with them, really? So yeah, definitely make sure you are not only curating your reality in people around you, but also building it up. Like you're building your network, you're getting acquainted with new people that are stronger, richer, more successful than you, that have something to offer, that can be trustworthy, that you can learn from, and you can help them as well. Another cool rule I like, I think it's Ty Lopez, entrepreneur, is talking about it. I'm not sure it was his initial idea or somebody else's put in his mind, but he said about this, the rule of 33%, right? You can spend 33% with people that you can help, right? They are a little bit backward, for the lack of a better term. They are behind you, let's say, in terms of success or security or some other self-development or maturity, and you can help them out. And then you have another 33% with people who are on par with you, on the same level, right? Maybe it's your friends, maybe not. Maybe you are way behind them or vice versa, you're way ahead of them. So whatever the pool of people that seem to be on par with you, just as ambitious or just as hardworking, but not necessarily all the way there, that you would not necessarily think to take counsel from them because you are equals. So you spend 33% time with them, and you spend then 33% of your time with somebody who's much better than you in pretty much everything, or at least in the areas you are trying to improve, right? For instance, it's really basic. If you want to be successful in your gym workouts, you want to get a six-pack and you want to become stronger, you by default gotta hang out with somebody who's a fitness buddy, who can become your fitness buddy, who is much better than you at fitness. Otherwise, how the heck you will get better? Now, you can't get to your goals in solitude. You can't get there by yourself, because now you have all these online tools like this. You watch this video, you get ideas, you get inspired, you get a framework and a plan. So that's possible. But I'm just saying that, network is actually really important, and it's gonna help you get there faster, and you will have that support system, and you will know that the people that are ahead of you will actually uplift you and help you get even more forward and ahead. All right, so the next few things is location freedom. I don't need to tell you about the recent events and the whole thing with like viral pandemic and blah, blah, blah. I'm not even getting into the politics of it, but let's agree on something. You can't rely on your government forever, or you can't rely on your government period, or on anybody really. You have to rely on yourself and maybe your support system, and you gotta create it for yourself. And just being in one place forever, I understand maybe you're a patriot, that's all nice, but you gotta be able to move your family if you need to, at least for a temporary period. Some people have wars, right? Where I come from, right at this point in time, there is war. And so it's really challenging, and you can choose to stay, but maybe you need to move your family, right? The point is, you need to figure out how to have lots of visas, lots of passports, learn languages, and being easily adaptable in a new cultural environment. So that's something to figure out. Remember, even as a Christian, I can tell you, you are first of all citizen of planet Earth. Well, again, you don't have to be religious or have to be Christian to have that mindset, but for me, I understand it is like I'm a child of God, and I live here on this planet that He put me in. I'm not bound by the borders of country. Of course, I am from legal standpoint, and that's unfortunate bureaucracy that was created over thousands of years. I get that. And we have all of our ethnicities and again, attachments to nationalities, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, overall, to have the mindset and to strive to find ways to remove those borders. I'm not talking about having global society. I'm just saying for you as an individual and for your family unit to be able to move around when shit hits the fan. You know what I'm saying? So that's really important for your security. Now, data privacy. Oh my gosh, I don't need to tell you about the cybercrime, identity theft, and all the jam. It is real. It's not just some advertisement from a VPN company. It's as real as it can get. Passwords get stolen. Somebody will get into your browser, into your websites, whether it's for business, your banking, your credit cards. I mean, how many use cases you have? Track your mind and think, I need to improve my data privacy. Figure it out. If you have cryptocurrency, is it on the, speaking of finances, by the way, is it on the physical kind of drive? Is it on some cloud? Where does it exist in blockchain? Protect your key phrase, whether it's just simply your data, personal photographs, maybe something very sensitive, maybe something that is very intimate and private that you want to keep for yourself, you don't want a public to see. Well, where does it live? Which cloud? Do you pay for that cloud? Can it be easily manipulated? Do you have two-factor authentication? What's the deal with your digital space? Now, in data, it's not just about digital, but it's mostly about digital in 2023. Try to understand how can you stay private as an individual if you want so. Also make sure your data is private and secure. If you care about it, I would imagine you want to be secure. So try to take action in that regard. If somebody can steal your... Speaking of money, by the way, all the money now is in the banks. It's all digital, most of it at least, right? Not many people just have paper cash, right? Like in the movies, you have all these millions of dollars in the bag. No, that's not how it works today. So somebody will just literally steal your money from your bank account. That's not cool. Let's agree on that. So it's going to be very hard to then be secure. Now, finally, this one I recently added, and I myself want to improve here my skills because trust me, they are lacking for now. But this is earth skills. You can label this in different ways, but the point is, how can you make fire? Do you know how to do it? What's the deal with compass? Can you navigate? Can you understand how to navigate without Google Maps? Those kind of things. And it's really important skill, trust me, because we live in civilized world with all this infrastructure, but don't you want to adventure? Do you want to go someplace where it's off-grid and there is no infrastructure? Or what if tomorrow there is World War III, and I know it's super dangerous scenario, but let's say you are a survivor over it and it's a post-war situation, half of the world, with radiation, you can't go here, can't go there, no, nothing works, communication doesn't work. It can be super blown up scenario like that, or it can be something small as you went on a trip, the weather changed, it's raining, it's a tornado, or it's a hurricane. What the heck are you gonna do? You have to figure out how to survive, right? You have to figure out how to maybe hunt, how to kill an animal, what kind of mushrooms you can eat, what kind of mushrooms you shouldn't eat. Those kinds of things to survive on this planet, you gotta learn to be personally secure. In terms of questions here, self-discovery questions. How do you handle unsafe situations? Speaking of self-defense, right? Are you stuck like you're not moving, like you scared? Which, by the way, fear is totally cool. In fact, fear sometimes might help you, but does that fear paralyze you? That's the question. Are you capable of powering through that fear or that nervousness and that increased feeling that something is going on, something is about to happen, like conflict, real danger? Because you have to be able to power through it. We all can have fear and we can maybe not be as trained as military or law enforcement or MMA champions, but we do have to have some basic training in order to protect ourselves and our families. And for that, again, you gotta be able to handle an unsafe situation and power through any fears or nervousness. And the way to do it, to be more confident. And to be more confident, you have to practice, learn, and train. So how do I protect my data and privacy? Ask yourself, and we talked about it at length, data privacy, right? Ask yourself, where is data that you have? Where does it live? How can it be more private, more secure? Figure it out. Now, practical exercise, you can do personal risk assessment of all of these things. What's the skill and the point here that you are lacking? Improve, figure it out. Find a way. So minimize the risks, right? Then emergency preparedness plan, another exercise you can do. Do you have a bag, like emergency bag, when something goes wrong, you can take that bag. By the way, I still want to improve my skills here as well, and I'm gonna help you, but what I'm saying is there are some real experts out there. I'm not necessarily claiming I am on this particular topic. I'm just talking overall at this point. Speaking of the bag, like there are different types of emergencies, but you probably want to put your most important documents, some cash, remove anti-sentimental stuff, no sentimental stuff, cash, documents, passports, IDs, maybe your weapons or means of protection, self-defense. And then of course, if you're talking about something like a natural disaster, maybe you have a few cans of food, right? Something that can survive for a long time, not like fruits that will die in 2 days. Seems like basic, like I'm telling you the basic things, but do you really have that bag? 90% of people who watch this video have no emergency preparedness plan, let alone having a bag that has stored guns, bullets, money, documents, or at least copies of those documents, and maybe your drives with your cryptocurrency and all that shit. So if you don't, maybe, again, your risks, your personal risks of your security are actually too high. Now, last one, again, self-defense training. All of us have to go through at some point in our lives, and better to go through it constantly. So every other 6 months, every other 3 months, you gotta remind yourself you're gonna train, at least physically be capable to protect yourself and those you love. All right, so here it goes. Personal security, another pillar of well-rounded excellence. I'm gonna finalize this course in another video, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some good insight. If you would like to learn more, go to andreitrapezonian.com. You can also go to wellroundedwarrior.com, which, by the way, would be a future podcast on this topic. Whether it's your value system, your intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence, your health and fitness, productivity and performance, and your personal security, you gotta figure it out all together, because it's making you as a human, it's shaping your character, shaping your strength all around, making you truly well-rounded, versatile, adaptable, agile in this very difficult world we live in. Some might argue it's easier world that we used to live in. Some might argue it's much more difficult and harder. Regardless, point being, there is lots of hurdles on your path to success, let alone on your path to just joy and health and safety. So I would encourage you to look into yourself really deeply and figure it out and create plans and start executing, whether it's personal security or any other pillar. All right, I'm gonna look forward to working with you. Hopefully, maybe you will decide to get coached by me. Here we go, another unshameful plug. I really like those. At the minimum, I see you in the next video. Enjoy, have fun, God bless.